Welcome to the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage. Yes, I am the Lone Ranger. I have ranging loans for folks just like you, your family, your friends, your coworkers, maybe your adult children. We're going to talk a lot about that because we hear a lot about affordability right now and how difficult it is for the younger generation to get into a home. I'm going to tell you, folks, it's always been difficult. Yes, I'm not saying it's not tough for people right now. I'm going to cover in a class on June 16th how young folks, and you don't have to be a first-time home buyer. This is not a first-time home buyer class. It is a home buyer strategy class. I'm going to cover everything you want to know on June 16th at 6 p.m. on a Zoom meeting. If you would like to attend this class, you will need to register on my website at webringyouhome.com. Go to webringyouhome.com, go to my events page, and you will see June 16th, 6 p.m. Register for a Zoom class. If you can, do it on a laptop or a tablet. Try not to do it on your phone. You're not going to be able to see everything I'm covering. Then we're going to have 15 minutes of questions and answers for everybody. This is not going to be a ginormous class. This is a personalized class. You're going to get to ask the Lone Ranger questions. We're going to really drill down on how we can make this as easy as possible. But I'm going to show you how you get into a home, how to negotiate the way the pros do. The pros, and I mean me. When I negotiate a house, I'm getting a house the way that I want to buy it, not the way the seller wants to sell it. I want to make that doesn't mean it can't be win-win, but it means that there's strategic things that I look for. There's types of properties I look for. Why? Because I don't want to get stuck with something that doesn't appreciate in value. Consider real estate to be your best investment. We have to make it work. It is a financial tool. So I'm going to show you. If you got adult children, you'd be crazy not to get them into this class. Literally crazy. I'm going to preview even my own son's scenario on what he did to get into a home. I got another client that closed on a house last week that's going to be on this class. He wants to learn how to accumulate lots of properties. He's 20 years old, folks. He got into a home. 20 years old. He got into a home. Okay. I'm telling you, I want to help your kids do it. The longer they wait, the more that this social media tells them how they can't do it, the worse it's going to be. Because sooner or later, they're going to shake their head and I go, I guess that social media wasn't right. I should have bought a home. So we're going to cover all these things and how to do it. I'm even going to cover some tricks of the trade that you might even, for a first-time home buyer or for somebody that doesn't have a lot of money, how we can get in for a little money out of pocket. Sometimes even no money out of pocket. So we're going to cover a bunch of that in this class. Go to webringyouhome.com. That's June the 16th at 6 p.m. It'll be a Zoom meeting. It's on my calendar. Register. And I guarantee you'll get a lot out of it. But anybody that's got adult children or grandchildren that you'd really like to help, get them onto that class, folks. It's not going to be a sales pitch. It's going to be strategic on how you can do it and dispel these doggone myths that the social woke media is shoving down their throats. So let's just get over that and move on and create a better lives for ourselves and our family. All right, we got a lot to cover. I want to cover how you can save money when you choose the right real estate agent and how the wrong real estate agent costs you money. So I want to cover that. I want to cover also, there's, you know what I want to do? I want to go over a couple things today that I put together that I think you'd find very fascinating. One of them is how you can utilize a down payment assistance program to get into a home with little or no money out of pocket and get down payment assistance and solar panels. So I want to cover that as well. Then I want to cover 3 winning tips for buyers in today's real estate market. You don't want to miss this, folks. I got 3 15-minute segments I'm going to do today. So that gives us 45 minutes of solid talk time. If you have questions, you can give me a call at 407-706-3313 or call me in Tampa at 813-213-4009. On the bone, all my friends on the bone, that's 813-213-4009. We can talk about today, self-employed buyers. You got tax season. It's your favorite time of the year. You got your creative CPA out there writing all your expenses off. How do you become a homeowner? Not too hard to do, folks. We can talk about DSCRs for investment property. I want you to go to my website. I'm creating all kinds of I'm creating a library for you. So if you ever wanted to know, tell me all the pros and cons about an FHA loan. Tell me the pros and cons about a VA loan. Maybe you're VA eligible, but should you use your VA if you're going to put 20% down? These are all things that the loan arranger covers to help you navigate the real estate world. If you're a real estate agent, listen to me carefully. I love helping good real estate agents. I like working with good real estate agents. The problem with my consumers are that you don't know how to choose a good realtor. You generally choose somebody that you maybe know, maybe you're referred to them by a friend. Maybe you went on Zillow and chose them out of a Zillow search. Please, folks, don't do that. Don't do that. These realtors that can't negotiate their way out of a paper bag are paying Zillow to get your lead, and then you're choosing them. You're falling into a trap, man. It ain't the way to go. And don't go to the sign in the front yard where the listing agents got their sign on there. Why? Because you're dealing with the seller's representative. You need your own representation. The problem is, folks, is how do you choose the right real estate agent? Believe it or not, you don't know, but I do. I know, and I have all the data. I can look up every single agent. I know how many deals they've closed, how many on the buy side, how many on the listing side, how close to sales price did they get, how long was their house on the market. It tells me how much volume they've done, what their average price is that they're selling. So I get this data, but here's what I do. And listen to me, folks. If you're a real estate agent and you're dealing with a mortgage person, and you have not tried my services, you owe it to yourself to try it. First of all, I've been in the business for 35 years. I close more transactions, I guarantee you, than the lender that you're choosing. I guarantee you, I'm top 1% in the entire nation. And I don't tell you that to brag. You folks know I'm just a 10th grade dropout hillbilly. That's all I am. But I'm really good at helping folks get the right mortgage. That's my job. I get you the best mortgage at the best rate under the best terms. That's what we do. We help you structure it. So when it comes to picking that right real estate agent, allow me to help you. And here's what I do. I will not give you a real estate agent's name and phone number until you're fully approved for your financing with me. That means I want to position you to be as close to a cash buyer as you can possibly be. Why? Because you can negotiate better. Do you think a cash buyer has more negotiating strength than a buyer that's getting financing? Well, of course they do. So if I can position you, even if you're a veteran putting no money down, I can position you so you look so good in the eyes of a seller, they want to choose you. You have a 70% greater chance on you being chosen if you're my client than if you go to somebody else. Why? Here's why. Your loan will be fully approved. You think a listing agent wants that? I will guarantee I can close in 21 days or less. I'll close even in 10 days if they want me to. Does that position you stronger? It most certainly does. Even if you don't want to close that soon. If you offer, and the seller generally doesn't want to close that soon anyway, unless it's a vacant property, they don't generally want to do that. But it makes you look stronger because you can close faster. No contingencies. The loan's already been underwritten. It's not pre-qualified by a ding-dong loan officer. It's pre-approved by an underwriter. Then I call the listing agent and I guarantee that listing agent that I will close your loan on time, or I'll pay their seller up to $500 per day for every day we miss the closing. Now, you think I'm going to pay that seller any money? I'm not going to have to, because your loan's already approved. Then I give that real estate agent your lead, your pre-approval letter. They then have to give you, my client, up to 25% of their commission back in your pocket, up to $10,000. It's called the Loan Arranger Real Estate Rebate Program. Make a note of that, folks. The Loan Arranger Real Estate Rebate Program. Go to webringyouhome.com, and I explain the whole thing right there, folks. Webringyouhome.com, and I'll explain the Loan Arranger Real Estate Rebate Program. So that real estate agent that I refer you to has to be ace number one in my books. In other words, they got to be dialed in super good at what they do. They got to be great negotiators. They got to have great return phone call policies. They got to know what they're doing in that area. I'm not going to give you somebody from Tampa if you're buying in Orlando. And some of these agents you pull up on Zillow, they have no clue as to the area that you're looking in. Mine will be experts. Now, how much do they pay me for that referral? Zero, zilch, nothing. They don't have to do anything for it. Why do I do it? So that you get the best representation and you get money back in your pocket. Call me now about the Loan Arranger Real Estate Rebate Program, 407-706-3313 in Orlando, or 813-213-4009 in Orlando. I really appreciate you listening to the show. We got a lot of things to cover. So there's the first way you can make money. If you're a real estate agent, you want to get on my list. The only way to get on my list is for us to do business together. So you call me up. You send me your next 3 clients. If you don't think I'm the best lender you ever work with, then you can fire me on the spot. I guarantee you that won't be the case. Then I put you on my list as being the real estate agent that I would choose in the event that I have a client that wants to buy in that area. You look at somebody like Chris Gabbard that's now with Sotheby's Realtor. I bet you he's gotten 10 deals from me and down in the Tampa Bay area. And he and I refer a lot of business together. Why? Because the guy's unbelievable. Chris Gabbard. You want a real estate agent? I can connect you with Chris. I got Lisa Riley down there in the Tampa area. I've got Amy Kidwell in the Orlando area, Cleve Loveland, Tom McNamara. I've got folks all the way down in Cape Coral, in Jacksonville. I got a great agent in the Jacksonville area that I really love. St. Augustine, you name it. I've got agents that I've worked with. The fact of the matter is, I want you to work with somebody that's going to fight for your money. Fight for your money. Most of these agents, all they would do is they go, George, that property's been on the market for 27 days and the seller wants $595 for it. I think we should come in at $575. What if the property's worth $625? Did you want to miss that offer? What if it's only worth $500? Wouldn't you want to know that? I pick agents that know what the heck they're doing. 813-213-4009 or webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Loan Arranger. Hey, getting off the topic just a little bit before I take a 5-minute break. You guys know I'm very genuine with y'all. I'm very personal about some of my own problems that I've had. One of my problems was weight. I put on too much weight. I got up to 185 pounds. Right now, I'm at about 220. I lost 70 pounds with a company called Age Rejuvenation. They are not paying me for this advertisement. I am doing this because you're looking a little bit chunky these days and you should look a little better. But the problem is, as we get older, it's too hard to lose that weight. So I found this program, the best program, not just GLP-1s, GLP-3s. They've got concoctions that will blow your mind. And I've kept it off 2 years, folks. 2 years. You want deals on losing weight? You want to look better for the summertime because you're looking a little chunky in that bikini? Maybe you're looking chunky in them board shorts. Call me. I'll connect you with my friends at Age Rejuvenation. Text me at 813-213-4009. Text weight loss, and I'll get you connected with my friends at Age Rejuvenation. Now, listen, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. When we get back, I want to talk a little bit about self-employed people, and I want to talk about how you get into a home for no money out of pocket. Listen, you're going to want to hear this. No money out of pocket. 813-213-4009. That's my number. Write it down. 813-213-4009. Or go to webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loan Arranger Show. Do not